Hi there, this is Fiona from Shoalhaven Regional Gallery. I hope you enjoy our new online series called Art Tips. Today we're focusing on drawing. Test your pencils before you start your drawing. This is a really important thing so that you have a record of what your pencils can achieve. Firstly, pencils come in grades from 9H to 9B. 9H is the hardest of the pencils. H stands for hard. You can get a much lighter line and a really fine point, which allows you to achieve really fine detailed work. But do be careful to use it with a light hand because it can indent your paper as well and it's quite difficult to remove. To the 9Bs, the B in pencils stands for black, so the higher the number next to the B, the darker result. All these along here are all 2Bs, slightly different. These ones are graphite, this one's carbon. I'll just show you the difference. So with the graphite stick, it doesn't have a wood casing, so you can get lots of broader sort of marks filled in quite quickly. It's got more of a slippery feel, but what I would do with it, just to test what kind of tonal range I can get out of it, is just as I get towards the end of it, I just lift my hand a little so that I can apply more pressure to see how dark I can get it. Then we'll move on to the Staedtler 2B, and once again holding it at the back of the pencil, just really lightly, adding a little bit more pressure as you go. And as I said before, the easy way to do that is just to lift your hand, and then you can put more pressure down to really see what your pencil can achieve for you. Okay, and then we'll just move on to another one. This is a Create a Colour one. Again, whoops, I'll just put my hand a bit lower, keeping it as light as I can, gradually lifting it to add more pressure as I make my way towards the darker end of my tonal range here. I've got another one here. This is a Derwent Graphite pencil. Now these pencils, they're all made of the same thing. They've all got graphite, but it's about the mixer that's in with it, what amount is in there and the quality. Okay, so you can see here, this one is quite, you get quite a lot of texture with the graphite stick. I find for my likings, the way I like to draw, I preferred this one here because I've got really light range, but it's coming through to a darker range. I really like to use these carbon pencils. They're basically a graphite that's mixed with a different type of filler. So it's a bit between a charcoal, working with charcoal and working with graphite pencil. It's a much more textured feel when you draw with it, when you fill in with it. It's really being grabbed by the paper. The filler is much softer. And then as I move up to the end, I can really start to push some deeper dark, more matte, more sort of velvety dark tones out of it. When we write, we tend to support our pencils so that we have full control, so that we can write clearly and have control, keeping everything in line. Try and relax your grip a little bit. Move your fingers further back the pencil. About midway is a good place to start. Then that way you've got this ability to kind of move your shapes and the lines and capture things without being too caught up with doing it with too much control. The other great advantage of holding your pencil back here, you can actually see what you're drawing. A good way to practice this is if you just have a little ruler of some description, draw up the sides so you've got an evenish space. I'm never too precise with this because I'm kind of more of the mind to get the tonal stuff happening. 4, 5. So with 5 little lines. So what I'm going to do is work from this end to the other end as evenly as I can. You notice I'm holding the pencil right at the tip. That gives me a really nice light tone. Trying to keep it consistent as much as possible all the way through to the end. I'll just fill in a few of those gaps where I hurried past. Okay, from this second line here, I'm going to do a similar layer all the way through to the end. And then from number 3, all the way back to the end again. Line number 4 has 5, this has 4, 3, 2 and 1. These are a really good tool to use. You can see I can use it here in our little layer exercise and show you how it works to blend in what we've put down on the paper, giving it a smoother surface. It basically helps you to move the material into the areas in between the tooth of the paper. When you're doing this, just be sure to lift it. Don't just sort of mush it all the way across. Lift it to each section so that you're using it as a drawing tool rather than using it to blend it into a monotone